Coach, can you give us a preview of your team, players you have coming back, and what we can expect for the upcoming season?
Yes, we have a real strong team coming in this year. As you may recall, last year our women's team in our first year of NCAA eligibility finished 20th in the nation outdoors, and we're going to return a number of ladies from that team, including 3 of the 4 members of our 4x400 meter relay that made All-American last year. And we'll be led on the track by Shamila Gray. Shamila, as I mentioned, was an All-American in the 4x400 meter relay, also qualified for nationals and ran at nationals in the 400 meter hurdles. And for the indoor season, she'll be running the 400 meters and the 600 meters, as well as anchoring that 4x400 meter relay. We also have Jarrell Jones and Maya Mason off of that relay that are returning, and we feel each of them has a chance to contribute individually indoors in the 400 meters and the sprinting events. We have a newcomer, Sheree Bates, who last year was a junior college national champion in the 60 meter hurdles. And she's also a tremendous national caliber performer in the multi-events and in the long jump. On the field side of things, we have Claire Buckman. Claire Buckman was a national qualifier in the pole vault last year. We also have Lindsay Blackwell, who last year was the conference champion in the discus outdoors and was an All-American in the discus as well. And she's going to be a big factor in the conference meet this year in the weight throw indoors. And then on the distance side, we have Hannah Ray Finchamp, and Hannah Ray is a freshman this year. She was a national champion in the triathlon, so she's a well-rounded competitor, and she'll be manning our long distance events on the women's side. Our men's side, we have a very strong group of runners coming in. We are led by Juwan Cubitt, and Juwan last year was a national qualifier both indoors and outdoors in the 200 meters. Was the MIAA conference runner-up both indoors and outdoors in the 200 meters as well. We also have D'Angelo Strickland, who was a teammate of Juwan's in junior college, and he's transferring in from Western Kentucky. He'll be a major factor in the sprints for us. We also have Brandon Wright, and Brandon, as a freshman last year, placed in the MIAA meet in the 200 meters and is a big competitor and should do very well in the 200 meters, 400 meters, maybe even the 600 meters for us indoors this year. On the field side, we have Brian Kurtz, who was last year's outdoor MIAA champion in the discus, and then was an All-American for us outdoors in the discus as well. He'll do very well again in that weight throw indoors for us. And we have a newcomer, DeAndre Canaday, who's throwing right there with Brian. So we're very excited about those 2 throwers. We also have a new pole vaulter, a freshman this year, named Xavier Boland, and he is from Jamaica. And we think he can probably clear 17 feet and be a factor to possibly win the MIAA in the pole vault for us.
What are you kind of expecting out of the rest of the conference this year?
Well, the conference is extremely strong. For a Division II conference, it's probably, it's typically ranked as one of the top 2 or 3 conferences in America, both on the men's and women's side. And I believe last year it was ranked as the #1 women's conference in America as far as strength for Division II. It's a conference that's as strong as many Division I conferences. So extremely tough competition in this conference. Give you an example of that, we had a young lady last year, Tara Fullman, who was 5th in the nation in the 800 meters and only 3rd in the conference in the 800 meters. So you can see that the depth of this conference is very strong, and we always expect the competition to be very competitive.
One of the biggest off-season stories was the construction of a new track on the Lindenwood campus. Can you talk about how that affects your team, both in training and recruiting?
Certainly. That new track is going to be a big draw for recruits. It's We've got a great jumps area now. We've got a big stadium with stands and press box and all those kinds of things, and we've got a very, very fast surface on the track. So I think from an aesthetics point of view, it's a beautiful thing to see, and I think that it's very, very functional for us. It allows us to get some very quality training. Even when the weather turns cold, we'll be able to be outside a little bit more on that surface and be able to get some things accomplished for the indoor season. And certainly leading into the outdoor season where we're a stronger team, we think that that should be a big help for us. And we do host the outdoor MIAA conference meet in May, and we're very excited about that too. So I think that it's something that is going to be a benefit for our programs, both indoors and outdoors, from a training standpoint and a recruiting standpoint.